Just staying true to the process. I think play calling was great throughout the whole game. Just making sure that everybody just stayed true to their assignments. I think this week was a great week of. Last week was a great week of preparation. Got a short week this week, and now our focus is on Dallas.
Did you at Wisconsin? I mean, I'm guessing you didn't run many screens.
I ran a few screens here and there, but it wasn't my specialty. For those who know, I came out of school with just a pro style offense,
Right,
not really
right.
West Coast or any other that type of system. So, not to say that this is foreign territory for me, but to be playing this game as long as we have, we should be able to be accustomed to running any type of play that we feel like.
But you've adapted pretty well to
Oh,
do
screens?
this.
Yeah. I've been doing that in high school. That's like high school Harry to us. It's pitch and catch. Playing with Carson is. They just got to be on the same page with him. So if he can get a defender out of his way and make it easier for him, I try the best I can possibly do.
Corey, the running game has done a lot better, or has seemed to pick it up in the last few weeks. The offense seems to be becoming more balanced, but the one element we're still missing a bit is that downfield passing. Mike was talking earlier; it looks like he's getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
How much is this team missing that kind of attack, and what would it mean to get him back, in the next few weeks?
Oh, it'd be big to get Mike back, but the guys that we have now are still making big threats down the field. It's just all about being on the same page with one another. This game is definitely not easy to come across. Carson's trying to make the best throws possible. Receivers trying to run the best routes as possible and catch the ball. But needless to say, this game isn't easy. So you got great defenders on them, got great schemes drawn up against this offense week in and week out. I think the guys that we have now are doing an awesome job. So getting Mike back is just a great additional piece of this offense that we are missing.
Corey, the stakes for this one really couldn't be any higher. I mean, you're in
Right.
Dallas, you're playing for the division, you're playing for your playoff lives. Do you
Right.
sense that? Do you feel that? And do you use it as fuel, or is it?
I think everybody uses this as their own kind of method, whether it's fuel, another chip on our shoulder, remembering how last year went. So our backs are kind of still against the wall. We got to keep winning out the rest of the season. We like this. We're not shying away from anything. So if this is how the season needs to go in order for us to kick it into gear, I'm all for it.
Reality is they can knock you out of pretty much the division. Mm-hmm. So that's their motivation. What's yours?
Our motivation is getting back to where we left off last year. Needless to say, no, this team isn't scared of anything. No fight, no. I mean, we know what type of week this is. Going up against Dallas, that's everything I need to say, especially coming from a Philly standpoint.
Yeah.
Last year, this team proved that you guys can go on runs, especially in those big games.
Right.
How much can that play over to now?
I think it can play tremendously. I think when times call for captains to really make a stand for themselves, of rallying the troops up and everybody, kind of looking for more bondage with one another. This team is awesome when it comes to holding one accountable and making sure that if this team wants to take it to the next level, we have to be accountable. So I think the past 2 weeks has been awesome. Preparation has been good. Coach Peterson is doing a great job of keeping guys on track with the game planning and the game calling. And I love every single thing about this offense, how we're kicking it into gear now.
Corey, since beating you guys, they haven't lost. And if you watch that Saints game, they're playing with a ton of swagger.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got to take that swagger back?
I think we're creating our own swagger. These past 2 weeks, I think we've only been focusing on ourselves, and I think that's what we need to do. Not worrying about any other team, but working on how can we better ourselves, and worrying about having more fun than the next team. Mm-hmm. I think if we do that, this team has a high expectation that we never should fail to meet.
What's Dallas's defense done so effectively, especially in the run game?
To be honest, they're doing great jobs of keeping a great front seven. Their line is great. We already know that. Linebackers, Van Der Esch is doing a great job of flowing sideline and sideline. So it's gonna be a great matchup. We have a great unit as well. So we have Kelsey, we got Brooks, we got Lane, we got any other guy on this offensive line that can really cause dominance too. So I'm not really forgetting about what we have up front to go out there and play big.
They announced that Sean Lee is going to start. How does that change that?
Doesn't.
Van Der Esch is going to be on the bench to start the game.
Whatever their coaching is, however they want to work on that. We got our own situation to worry about. Got a game to be 1-0 coming out of. So, like I said, they're trying to knock us out. So this week means a lot to us, and we got to keep laser focused.
With Sproles back in the mix, what do you think of the rotation of the running backs, and how has that balance worked so far?
Having them back is awesome. I wish Sproles could get the most amount of touches he could possibly get. We all know that this possibly his last year, so nobody should ever be greedy when it comes to Sproles stepping on the field. Paying homage when homage is due. So getting him in the end zone, getting him in the rotation is something primary that we want to keep featuring in this offense.
And even with him back, you had one of your most effective games against Washington. How do you keep that going forward?
It's just all about being ready for your moment. I've been put in certain situations all season where I've made it or I didn't make the most out of each play. So yes, it's been up and down, but at the same time, still fortunate I do get certain situations that I can put myself and elevate and have a positive outlook on the rest of the season.
Corey, you mentioned the fun. There were two pretty cool celebrations on Monday night.
Yeah.
Which was better, the worm or the David and Goliath?
Gotta go with Sproles. Got to. We thought about that one for a good 2 minutes, and happily it came to light. So the worm is old school, but anytime Sproles can get a little juice out of it, that's cool.
Corey, they play a little bit more zone than Washington does.
Yeah.
Does that make it a little bit more difficult to run screens against them?
Yeah, it's difficult to run screens against any zone. When they're especially just sitting back and not giving any hard rushes. Your most effective screens come out of those who play a lot of man personnel or just blitz off the edge. So we got to do a great job of scheming up against them, like I know we will, and hopefully we just stay true to the run game as well. It's been working all season. Not all season, but the past 2 weeks, and I think Coach Peterson is definitely doing a great job of believing in the system and making sure everybody stays on track.
Hey, Corey, I'm doing a story here on the success of undrafted backs here.
Yeah.
What perspective do you have, and does Josh have, that might be different than someone like Zeke Elliott or Ty Gurley or like a first-round pick?
It may sound cliche, but everybody has grit in this league. Grit, toughness. To be honest, I think what separates undrafted from those who are drafted is just a certain culture that is formed, and that's really all I can really say. It's just a certain culture. No, we'll never get our name called again. It's just all about that. What if you did draft me? This is what I'm doing now, and not to say shame on you, but in the afterlife, pick me again, and this is why you should. That's the culture.
Is there a sense that you had last year, and obviously Josh had this year, that you might not get a lot of chances, that like you got to show up right away because?
Yeah, I told him that probably the first 2 weeks of camp. I said, bro, it may seem foggy at first, but remember why you're here. They brought you here for a reason. Whether it's special teams, I think that's the first thing I told him, bro. Make special teams first. If you can be on kickoff return, be a full-court guy. And I didn't want to sound like a vet, but I was here in this position last year, so I didn't really want to take anything for granted. Just stay positive each moment that you can. You might have a tough practice, you might have a great practice, but being consistent is all it's about in this league.
And then once you're at the point you're at now, does draft status matter anymore, or is it?
No, it definitely doesn't.
Okay.
I think if you keep worrying about it, it'll show on the field. If you worrying about where you picked and why aren't you picked in front of this person, just go out there, enjoy why you're being out there, and make a statement as to why you should have been picked ahead of that certain person.
Corey, the offensive line's getting healthier. Lane Johnson didn't play against the Cowboys, but he's been playing well the last few weeks. What have you seen with the cohesiveness of the offensive line?
The bondage has been awesome. Anytime you can get most of your starters working with one another, it creates that tandem that you always want. Creating great B blocks, smashing the stacks as we call it, getting up to the second level is definitely primary in the run game. So if we can keep that flowing into Dallas this week, it's definitely huge for us.
And finally, specifically against Dallas, how important will it be to establish the run early and get off to another fast start like you did last week?
Yeah, it's going to be crucial, especially going into a hostile environment. We got to immediately try to turn it into a home game to us. Getting on the board first, keeping the running game going, and then complementing that with the pass game. So, however they want to start off the game, it's all about finishing 1-0.